if you use epoxy to do inlay work with wood, I have an alternative which is readily available, less expensive, far less temperamental, and is a whole heck of a lot faster. Hey everyone, it's Jared with Inlay Wood and Resin. Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video I'm talking about an alternative to epoxy for inlay work. I got turned on to this technique a couple of years ago when money was tight and, the whole supply chain thing kind of came to a grinding halt. And this has been a game changer. It's been a way for me to continue to work at a faster rate and arguably achieve the same results using a product that we all have available to us at our local grocery store. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what that product is and how to go about doing this. So the product that we're talking about as the alternative to epoxy for inlay work is none other than baking soda. Baking soda is dirt cheap. It's all over the place. You can find it at your grocery stores, at your local drugstore. Heck, you can even probably find it at your local dollar store. And 4 pounds of this is like $2, $2.50. And this box will go a long way. Some other things that you're going to need is some sort of mica powder. Liquid dyes will not work. It'll make a big giant mess. Mica powders are your go-to. Now, the nice thing about using a mica powder is if this is like not the preferred color that you're going for, much like acrylics and oil-based paints, you can mix darker colors or other colors in to get the desired shade. Most importantly, you're gonna need CA glue, and make sure it must be the thin CA glue. If you use medium CA glue or thick CA glue, this trick is not going to work. And again, depending upon how many inlay you are planning on doing or how large of an inlay you are planning on doing, make sure you have a couple bottles of this. The last thing, you're going to need some sort of spreader. So this is just an old one of those silicone glue brush sticks that I use to spread all sorts of junk around. Popsicle sticks will do the trick. An old business card or a credit card or whatever the case may be. Something that you don't care about ruining or are just fine with disposing after the fact, because with the CA glue and the baking powder, this stuff is going to get rock hard instantly. So before I fill this pocket, a couple of safety things that we need to be aware of. When you mix the baking soda and your mica powders and then you hit it with the CA glue, it is going to steam and smoke, and that stuff is nasty. So make sure you're working in a well-ventilated area. If you're outdoors, that's even better. If you're in a garage, make sure the door's up. If you need fans going, whatever the case may be. Do not put your face like right up against your workpiece. That off-gassing, smoke, whatever, it's an eye irritant. It's just really, really gnarly, nasty stuff. So there's my safety PSA. Okay, that 25-second hyperlapse video that you just saw, that was give or take around 6 or 7 minutes. And there's the result. I know, it's awful looking. It just doesn't look good. That's okay, because this stuff will sand just like any other product, just like epoxy. With that being said, it will, to a degree, depending upon how much you overfill your pocket, it will gum up paper. So I would not use your premium stuff to knock it down. I would use some junk sandpaper, get the cheap stuff, knock it down, start with 80 grit, flatten it all out, and then move to your good stuff. If you have the luxury of a drum sander like I do, okay, very, very shallow passes to knock that stuff down, and have one of those sandpaper eraser sticks close by, because you're going to need to clean off that drum. The nice thing is when you are finished with it, you hit it with some finish. I've got like a quick coat of lacquer on here. Hopefully you can see that. It looks good. And it's rock hard. Okay? And in this particular iteration, I kind of got a little swirling effect going on, similar to what you would get if you were using an epoxy. So, I haven't played around with this enough to see, like, you know, can you blend colors? Can you mix things together? Whatever. I would assume, you know, the possibilities are endless. But the idea here, guys, is baking soda is a fantastic alternative to not only epoxy, but expensive CA glues. You can mix it with the same colors or just mix it with black pigment or whatever if you're filling knots and voids, and it does the exact same thing, and it's a whole hell of a lot faster. If you don't have the luxury of a clean space, whenever you pour epoxy, that's kind of the end of your day. Whereas using this baking soda method, I can punch out 12 of these things in an hour and then continue on with my workflow and finish sand and continue on with the process of these particular boards. Guys, if you haven't seen this before, keep it in the back of your mind, add it to your repertoire. It is a huge cost saver and time saver. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you in the next one.